Okay, before we go any farther, I want to level. I want to spend my points. Yes, we leveled while we were fighting off the zombie apocalypse. Let me see what we have here. Alright, I'm going to dump everything in dexterity. I'm going to need some more points in strength, but I don't know if I'm going to have to actually spend any. I may get all that off of equipment. I'm not sure. So we'll see when we get there. Let's see. I essentially have everything I need here. I'll probably eventually put some more points in survival. In fact, may cap that tree out just to get a little extra nature resistance. You know, it's a freebie, I guess. And maybe put some points in trap making if I just have some to dump. Don't have to worry about master combat training because I'm not going to be taking any of these top tier active abilities here. Worry more about passives and things like that. I do need to get my stealth up eventually, and I spend some more points in my duelist tree, get keen defense, keep that active along with haste, and become almost unhittable. I'll probably be taking all 4 tiers of stealth, though, so I do have some points still to spend here. And I have to unlock the assassin tree at some point. There's a few points I'm going to spend in that also. I had mentioned the keep at the end of the last video, and importing the decisions from here. The waitress there in the tavern kind of brought that up, as that's a decision you actually import. I don't know what role it actually plays in Inquisition yet, but that is something you can do, and so I'm trying to stay as true.
The deep dark before dawn's first light seems eternal.
I'm trying to stay as true to my world state decisions as I can. What I mean by world state is all the decisions I made from Origins and Dragon Age 2 that I imported into Inquisition. So I'm coming back to play Origins at the same time as I'm actually playing Inquisition as we speak. All those decisions I imported there, I'm trying to follow that here. Make all the same major ones. I believe I have so far. We have a lot of major quests to still go through, you know, Orzammar and the Brazilian Forest and stuff like that. And there'll be some major decisions and a little extra legwork we're going to need to do to make some of those decisions, especially with the Brazilian Forest. There's a certain way that you can get a best outcome, I guess you could say.
The end is upon us. The dead rise, and foul magic spreads across the land.
And then we have this guy.
Horror awaits those who perish outside of the making.
Oh, dude, get over yourself. Yeah, you're really helping. Here, why don't you come over for dinner? You're such a positive person to have around, lifting everyone's spirits like that. Idiot. All right. So, Van Tegan, he told us to meet him up here. I think we're about to find out the underlying cause of all this nonsense. And it's going to be no surprise, of course.
It is sad to think of how much death there has been here. But we have saved the village beyond all expectations. You have done well, my friend. I will remain here to guard the village and receive any fellow knights as they continue to return. At least until the castle is retaken.
Now please keep in mind here, or this is what I'm keeping in mind, the unnecessary loss of life up to this point, including children.
How quiet the castle looks from here. You would think there was nobody inside at all. But I shouldn't delay things further. I had a plan. To enter the castle after the village was secure. There is a secret passage here, in the mill, accessible only to my family. I knew you would choose to enter the castle instead of staying in the village. And we needed warriors. I'm sorry if I... Maker's breath.
Tigan. Thank the Maker you yet live.
Isolde. You're alive. How did you... What has happened?
I do not have much time to explain. I slipped away from the castle as soon as I saw the battle was over, and I must return quickly. And I need you to return with me, Tigan. Alone.
Uh-huh.
What? Who is this woman, Tigan?
You remember me, Lady Isolde, don't you?
Alistair. Of all the... Why are you here?
They are Grey Wardens, Isolde. I owe them my life.
Pardon me, I would exchange pleasantries, but... Considering the circumstances...
Please, Lady Isolde, we had no idea anyone was even alive within the castle. We must have some answers.
I know you need more of an explanation, but I don't know what is safe to tell. Tegan, there is a terrible evil within the castle. The dead waken and haunt the living. The maid responsible was caught, but still it continues.
You know, shit,
And I
lady.
think Connor is going mad. We have survived, but he won't flee the castle. He has seen so much death. You must help him, Tegan. You are his uncle. You could reason with him. I do not know what else to do. I beg your pardon? That's a rather impertinent accusation. An evil I cannot fathom holds my son and the husband hostage. I came for help. What more do you want from me?
Why didn't you
But
come any
I
of the
do
last
not
times?
understand what you mean by this evil. Did it create the walking corpses? What is it?
Something the mage unleashed. So far, it allows Eamon, Connor, and myself to live. The others were not so fortunate. It killed so many, and turned their bodies into walking nightmares. Once it was done with the castle, it struck the village. It wants us to live, but I do not know why. It allowed me to come for you, Tegan, because I begged, because I said Connor needed help.
That's not why.
I do not know. Oh, Maker's mercy. Could it truly be a demon?
It is, it's your
I
fault.
can't let it hurt my Connor. You must come back with me, Tegan. Please.
All she's worried about is herself. By extension, her son.
He is an infiltrator, I think. One of the castle staff. We discovered he was poisoning my husband. That is why Eamon fell ill.
Eamon was poisoned.
He claims an agent of Terran Logain's hired him. He may be lying, however. I cannot say. For Connor's sake, I promised I would return quickly and only with Tegan. Tegan, I know you could order your men to follow me when I return to the castle. I beg you not to. For Connor's sake.
The king is dead, and we need my brother now more than ever. I will return to the castle with you, Isolde.
Thank the Maker. Bless you, Tegan. Bless you.
I cannot let Isolde return alone. Perhaps I can help Connor or Eamon. Perhaps this is really a trap, but this is my family. I must try. I have no illusions of dealing with this evil alone. You, on the other hand, have proven quite formidable. Isolde, can you excuse us for a moment? We must confer in private before I return to the castle with you.
Please do not take too long. I will be by the bridge.
Here's what I propose. I go in with Isolde, and you enter the castle using the secret passage. My signet ring unlocks the door. Perhaps I will distract whatever evil is inside and increase your chances of getting in unnoticed. What do you say? I wish I knew. I don't know any more about this evil force than Isolde seems to. Sir Perth and his men can watch for danger at the castle entrance. If you can open the gates from within, they can move in and help you. I don't think there's anyone else who can help you. If you choose not to go, then it's up to me to do what I can. Here is my signet ring. It will open the lock on the door in the mill. Whatever you do, Eamon is the priority here. If you have to, just get him out of there. Isolde, me, and anyone else, we are expendable. You're a good woman. The Maker smiled on me indeed when he sent you to Redcliffe. But I can delay no longer. Allow me to bid you farewell. And good luck.
Alright, before anyone gets all mopey and says, oh, you don't understand the feelings of a woman for a child. I understand. This is what I understand. The feelings of all the women who are still alive for the children they lost down in that village. as a direct result of this woman's actions. All right, that's what I understand. I care absolutely. I give 0 F's, as they say, for anything that this woman thinks or cares about right now. She is responsible for childless parents, parentless orphans. She's responsible for that, directly responsible due to her selfish actions and hiding, bringing an apostate. Well, we're gonna find out the full extent of her crimes here, okay? And she's not even sorry. She's still just, what can you do for me here? With all these dead people laying at her feet, she's not even giving them a second thought. This bitch deserves nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Oh, but how can you be so callous? I'm not being callous. I'm thinking about all the people who have lost something that didn't deserve it. The innocent who suffered. Society's been brainwashed to say, these monsters deserve a defense in court. And no, actually no. Okay, I need not hear her defense, why she did what she did. Okay, it cost everyone else. It was absolutely selfish, thoughtless, illegal, evil. And look at the results. So, for the sake of all those children who have been lost up to this point. Now, I noticed this last attack was the one that was supposed to actually retake the village for this demon or whatever, okay? And it didn't work. That's why the demon allows her to come out, so she's serving the demon just like anyone else. All right? Whether it's her emo little, poor me thing or whatever, I don't want to hear it. Because I see a lot of dead people staring back at her from that village, accusingly saying, why did you do this? Not allow it to happen, but why did you make it happen? Due directly, specifically to her actions. Had we find out that her child just gone to the circle, she wouldn't have lost her child. Her child would be in the circle, and, well, all these things wouldn't have happened. And there would be a whole lot of other children who aren't dead. Children who mean just as much, if not more, than her child, okay? I don't know who this bitch thinks she is, but, yeah, she's, I don't know. Well, of course, she feels appointed to special consideration, special favors, but that's not the case. She's not more important than anyone else. And neither is her kid. Sorry. Nothing against her kid. Her kid's just any other kid, but it's a direct result of her actions. Look what's happened.
Who's there? Is there anyone alive out there? Wait, you don't look like the Arlessa's guards. Are you from outside the castle?
Not here to answer your questions. Not here to give you any tools to work with.
You've spoken to her? Then you know what I did.
Yep.
I'm not proud of my deed. Poisoning Arleman was what I was hired to do. Lady Isolde had no idea when she took me in to tutor her son, of course. I'm not proud of it. The Arlessa had no idea what I was hired to do when she took me in to tutor Connor. I know it looks suspicious, but I'm not responsible for the creatures and the killings in the castle.
Yes, you
I
are.
was already imprisoned when all that began.
It's a shame that
First, Lady
I know things that
Isolde
you don't know that I
came with her
know.
men demanding that I reverse what I'd done. I thought she meant my poisoning of the Arl. That's the first I heard about the walking corpses. She thought I'd summoned a demon to torment her family and destroy Redcliffe. She had me tortured. There was
Not enough.
nothing I could do or say that would appease her. So they left me to rot. I was instructed to by Terran Loghain. I was told that Arleman was a threat to Ferelden, that if I dealt with him, Loghain would settle matters with the Circle. You see, I'm a Maleficar, a blood mage.
You? A blood mage? Truly? I would never have guessed.
A blood mage. Well, that isn't good.
Ah, I thought you looked familiar. I had thought you dead, hunted down by the Templars.
I guess you might have been told that. I was in hiding when I was caught. But instead of killing me, Loghain made me an offer. But he's abandoned me here, hasn't he? Everything's fallen apart and I'm responsible. I have to make it right somehow. I have to. Connor had started to show signs. Lady Isolde was terrified the Circle of Magi would take him away for training.
Connor? A mage? I can't believe it.
She sought an apostate, a mage outside the Circle, to teach her son in secret so he could learn to hide his talent. Her husband had no idea. Because he would be taken away forever. A mage cannot inherit a title, even the son of a powerful Arl. She's also a pious woman. Her son having magic was humiliating.
Ah, so she was trying to keep herself next to the throne also. Not just quote-unquote protect her
she
son.
was adamant that he never find out. She said that he'd do the right thing, even if it meant losing their son, and that infuriated her. Some, but he's still very young. He can barely cast a minor spell, never mind something more powerful. At least not intentionally. I have thought about it, and it's possible Connor could have inadvertently done something to tear open the veil. With the veil to the Fade torn, spirits and demons could infiltrate the castle. Powerful ones could kill and create those walking corpses. I never meant for it to end like this. I swear. Let me help you fix this.
No, you're a disease.
I say this boy could still be of use to us, but if not, then let him go. Why keep him prisoner here?
Let him go do this
Hey,
shit
let's
somewhere
not
else,
forget he's
Morgan.
a
Good
blood
idea,
mage.
stupid
You
bitch.
can't just set a blood mage free.
Better to slay him. Better to punish him for his choices.
Yes.
Is it Alistair who speaks, or the Templar?
I'd say it's common sense.
Thank
We
you.
don't even know the whole story yet.
Jowen has good intentions, but a blood mage, I find it difficult to trust his
Even that's
words.
pretty stupid, Win. No, he doesn't
I
have
don't
good
know.
intentions.
He is a
He's not
blood
capable
mage.
of it.
But this is an unusual situation.
Give me
No,
a
it's not.
chance, please.
Okay, so walk up to these bars real quick. Here, come here.
Why can you not? Must he be destroyed simply for what he is?
Yes.
Which is such a crime, I see. So be it.
Yeah, lots of people
I
are dead here,
understand,
Morgan.
And I accept it. Do what do you have to. Very well.
This is how you make the world a better place. Not because it's a mage, but because this is a murderer. Okay, well, you won't be doing any more harm. People seem to think that a murderer is only a murderer when they're committing murder. No, a murderer is a murderer all the time. That's why they should be put to death. Because every act, every word, every thought, every deed, every imagination, every dream, everything that oozes out of their pores and infects the society around them, right, comes from a murderer. Okay? Besides just the murder that they commit, it's all the other stuff. It's what they are, infecting everything that they touch. The disease they pour into every ear that listens to them. The filth that they put on the eyeballs of everyone who looks at them. Yes, okay. Same with child molesters. Same with rapists. No different. Common sense. Right, so we'll let legalities and pomp and circumstance take all that out of the way and just do the right thing. Hey, look, and it didn't cost anybody anything. Well, it cost a lot of people their lives because we didn't get to them sooner. That's the only thing I can say about that. And we'll take a little notice here of the difference between not having haste active, how much slower my DPS output is. Alright, so we put force field while I was blabbing my lips. That's what I gave Morgan. And essentially, when Alistair gets down to a certain point, and I have her casting it just on him, not wasting it on anyone else, because anyone can lower their health at any point, but his whole purpose as being a tank is to draw attention. So if he's got the hate of the mobs that are around him, okay, and they're focused on him, and he's essentially invincible for a period of time, then you can get in there and do work on the enemies that are worried about him at the moment. And so force field comes really in handy for just the tank, essentially, in my opinion. That's how I like to use it. And keep the party alive, essentially, because all those enemies could have, as soon as Alistair gone down, turned their attention to one of my mages, or myself, and taken out the party. But with them still focusing on Alistair where they can't do him any harm for a period of time, then it should give you enough time to kill enough of them to make the fight more manageable. Alright, have several decisions. I want to get to Mana Clash. That is a mage killer. That is a mage destroyer, actually. The more powerful the mage, the more damage that thing does. It's just amazing. And there will be a point where she can essentially one-shot mages. But for now, mana drain is something for herself. Steal another mage's mana and give it to herself, and I'll eventually probably switch this tactic. I don't know that I would want both of these active at the same time, mana drain and mana clash when I get it, because she may choose to use one over the other, and I'd rather her one-shot a mage at the beginning of the fight and get them out of the picture. All right, stealing a little of their mana is irrelevant. Just get them out of there. Just kill them outright, and be done with it, because they're essentially the biggest threat on the battlefield. They can wipe the party essentially by themselves. Forget whoever else they have with them.
I think that's a cool.
Now, in this area right here, forgive me if I do a little bit of backtracking here and there. I want to make sure I hit every room, not just for the loot, but there's someone I'm looking for here. Remember, the blacksmith had lost his daughter somewhere in the castle, so I'd like to find her if I can. And
It is done.
of course, any codexes and things like that I'm looking for too. But most importantly, I just want to cover every room, make sure I don't miss anything here. I don't think we'll get a second shot to come back. Well, I don't know, maybe so. I guess we could, but it'd be nice to not have to. Let's go ahead and grab all this stuff in one shot. There'll be another vault like this later on, too. So this is a pretty good area for collecting stuff.
Let's get started.
Now, eventually, with a good set of party tactics going on, we can get the bosses and lieutenants with a mark of death and several other debuffs, like, you know, weakness and whatever, sleep, horror, things like that, and get paralyzed going on for the smaller minions, and essentially control everything. Like I say, it's kind of a luxury to play a rogue, is that you can get away with a 1-tank, 2-mage party build. Playing as a warrior, you still like to have a tank around, personally. I don't like playing the tank as a warrior. That's, I don't know, a little boring. Here, come hit me while I stay alive. That's, you know, that's really not my thing. I much prefer to dish out the pain myself. So I usually play either a dual wielding or a, you know, two-handed warrior instead of the sword and shield variety. But that leaves the need for another tank, such as Alistair, and then really only one slot for a mage, and of course I want to have a rogue around for the many locks and traps and things like that to disarm and pick and whatever. And that's a lot of XP you leave on the field if you don't run around and open and disarm everything. A lot of XP. That's probably a good level or 2, maybe even 3 throughout the course of the game. Alright, and there we go. The force field comes up. We're eventually going to make Alistair much more tanky. He's kind of in that kind of soft spot where he's in between. He's not quite tanky yet, and we're still getting him some of the abilities he needs to really keep his defenses up. And I don't know if I've optimized the order that I've picked his skills in so far, but I know eventually, basically where I'm going to go with it. Right now he doesn't have quite all the tactic slots and all the things that I'd like him to have. We're still even working on a few passives and things like that. And passives with a tank are great because it's something he doesn't have to spend stamina or anything else to do. It's, you know, it's just, it happens naturally for him. Anything that can raise his ability to block or dodge or withstand punishment, whatever. Cool with me. Okay, I really need some help in here. Draw their attention, please. Thank you. The one thing that really gets you is when you get mauled. We're going to get to an area later with some other enemies that tend to like to knock you on the ground and chew your face. And that's, if it's not a one-shot, it's real close. And Mabaris will do it too, not to the same extent. But yeah, that's not cool. Once they knock you down and get you on the ground and start ripping your throat out, yeah, it's usually ends badly. And essentially, it's like it's basically like a messy kill or a little animation cutscene in and of itself, as it's not something you essentially dodge or avoid. Is once they hit you with that, you know, the whole animation goes through. If I was running a cunning build, at some point, those criticals would put out more damage, but there would be a lot more missing. My dexterity through the roof, essentially, I may miss, but it's going to be so rare that I'm going to be putting out a steady stream of DPS. Now, there is a way to, if you keep a 2-rogue party and have Liliana in there casting, I believe it's Song of Valor? Song of Courage? I think it's Song of Valor. Anyway, one of them raises your attack rating really high. And it's essentially something that she needs to keep active. And if she ever goes down, you lose that. And so if you're in a hairy fight where she goes down, you lose essentially half of your attack rating. Once she stops singing her little Song of Valor thing, yeah, you can be in trouble. But yeah, it is possible to go with cunning instead of dexterity, but you essentially have to run a 2-row party at all times and have her there as a constant battery to keep your attack rating up. And me personally, I like being able to just go with whatever. I like being able to hit all the time. Maybe put out a little bit less damage overall, but I think the steady stream of damage, once you add all the numbers up, I still think there's an advantage to a dex build. Plus the fact that you can almost not get hit too. So you can almost be kind of tanky. It's not that you're taking more damage, it's just that enemies are having a real hard time hitting you. I really like that. I think if you ask a lot of people who do solo runs, where they just run through without any party members, essentially they will tell you that the dex build is, you know, by far the easiest one to work with. Just about all these guys are dropping money, aren't they? And a bunch of that corpse skull. That is something I will need to turn in, I think, for the Mage Collective. The more of those I have, the better, because I think it's a certain amount of silver or gold for each one. And they want a certain number, but if you have more than that, you get like a bonus type deal. I believe that's how that goes, so... Alright, here we go. Yeah, that's her. That's the blacksmith's daughter. Sweet.
Please, don't hurt me. I'm sorry. I'm so frightened. These monsters are everywhere. My name's Valena. The Arlessa's maid. Is she all right? What happened to everyone? You know my father. I want to go back to the village. Is there a way out of here?
But the monsters! I'll find my way. I can run fast and I know the castle. Thank you.
I wonder if it's possible for her to die leaving if you don't clear out all those rooms first.
I'm unable to
Can't
do
get through
that.
there. Alright. Before we get out of here, like I said, I don't want to have to backtrack through here, even if I can later on. Be nice not to have to. I think there's just more random loot here, and looking for love letters, which will be scattered about.
Finished.
There we go. One right there. And a gift for somebody, steel bracers. I think that's for Sten. Maybe for Alistair, but I think it's for Sten. I think he's the one that would want those. Don't know. Alright, so we'll get out of here, go to the courtyard, and now it's really on. Well, we'll see that in the next one. Alright, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, hit that button over my head, and for more Origins, click the top box. For all my videos, click the bottom box, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.